Hello, Capricorn. How are you? I'm Dadamkar, and you can reach me at dadamkar23@gmail.com for personal consultation or any questions you might have. You can also leave comments below. So I would love it if you'd subscribe to my channel. That'd be awesome if you haven't already. If you have, thank you very much for doing so. So today is a love, tarot, fairy horoscope kind of reading, and we're going to be using the Art Nouveau tarot cards. So what romantic messages does the Art Nouveau deck have for Capricorn in August 2016? What does Spirit want us to know about the romantic life of Capricorn for August 2016? Okay, so we're going to start out. I always use the spread that is in the book itself for the deck, and if it doesn't provide its own spread, then I usually use the Celtic cross, because that's in my tradition anyway. Let's see. The secret or underlying meaning of this reading, please? It is the Five of Pentacles, and this is a woman who seems to be very sad. Let's find out what her sadness is all about. Concern and financial worries. Well, that can certainly put a damper on the romantic life of a Capricorn for sure. That's a number one concern or worry. But let's see what the full reading says before we, because that's not the final card. The Empress is what surrounds your question, and this is a very powerful, arresting woman. The reading on that in this deck is about action, vitality, intelligence, and fertility. So you're talking about, you know, how action oriented, how virile, how fertile you should be right now. That could mean, you know, how to possibly like fan the flames of your desire or someone else's, or finding the right person to do that with. But it could also mean just you're fertile with ideas. This is a very fertile time. So sadness, but this relates to your question. The sad aspects of your question is the one of chalices, one of chalices. And this is a woman who's in the moonlight, and she's a water bearer, but this is not the same card as for Aquarius. That one's the star. So Ace of Chalices is romanticism, sentimental satisfaction, and happiness. So I think that you're missing something. You wish you had romanticism, sentimental satisfaction, and some happiness in your life right now. Your happiness right now from the question is coming through as the Ten of Pentacles. So there you go. And this Ten of Pentacles, that's a woman who has quite a bit of arrayment on. She's very beautifully attired, and she has beads. So Ten of Pentacles is about discernment and prudence is what it's about. So through this experience, you have gained the ability for discernment and prudence. You've earned that right, You are perfectly allowed your standards. Don't worry. You're not being too picky or anything like that. But this has you've been lonely. So that's probably why you're having the reading. This is the Four of Chalices here in the fourth spot. The fourth spot is all about the challenge the consultant will have to accept to obtain your answer. And the Fourth of Chalices is, I'm sorry, I'll try to speak louder since I don't have a laminate mic or lavalier mic. Alright, so Four of Chalices is boring relationships and wrong principles. And it is in the spot of the challenge that you will have to bear to accept your answer. So you're just going to have to either deal with boring relationships and people who are below frequency, or just it's better to be alone, is what this would tend to indicate. Or it's okay if you find relationships kind of boring. That's alright too, if you just, that doesn't appeal to you right now. The fifth represents a question that will have to be studied deeper in the future, so maybe this will reveal something about this. The Five of Wands, and this is a woman who's looking out over a landscape. We can't really see her face. She's looking out into the distance, and the Five of Wands. It's kind of a desert plateau which she's looking at too. This is about labor, an irksome task, and the effort to reach it. So it seems like you're more concerned about maybe recertifying for something, maybe applying for a new job, maybe getting the new job, training for something new, than you are about your love life, is what it's telling me. So, or you're interested in somebody who is very job oriented also, so like seeks like in that case. In the sixth position we have the burden to bring to find the answer, and that's the Knave of Wands. And the Knave of Wands is about news of future collaborations and the birth of ideas. So that's what needs to happen, is you need to have a brainstorming session, is what it sounds like. Maybe talk this over with some friends, or draw out a plan, or make an outline, or formalize something creative that you've been working on. That takes precedence right now, Capricorn, in this time of Virgo. So in the seventh spot, it says, a task to apply oneself to. So I would say an unusual, like, creative task too, because it's a time of great Uranus energy. We have the Fool, which is strangeness, infantilism, detachment from earthly worries. Here we go. And this is in the spot of the challenge to apply oneself to. So this would suggest that you get more detached and get a little silly and a little weird, and just maybe embrace your more unusual self. Maybe embrace your inner child. Maybe it would be good if you took some time off to play some games, or invited friends or family around, or tried to figure out something that would be fun. Just not necessarily involving money, just fun. A conscious effort towards that, towards silliness of some sort. So in the eighth position, what I have is a new point of view of the problem. And this is the Eight of Swords. There you go. And what the new point of view of the problem, the Eight of Swords is saying, bad news of a crisis, fatalities, and betrayal. So what I'm getting out of this is that you're actually really feeling a lot of betrayal, crisis, conflict. Just maybe even just watching the news is too much these days, and you just can't take any more bad news. You've had enough of that. So this is just this will somehow be taking this step, getting this sensitivity, being more sensitive and to others and to the pain and suffering of others, more compassionate towards the whole of humanity. This seems to be part of your growth process, and it is finite, and it leads to the Six of Pentacles. There you go. And this is all about discernment. So let's look at acceptance of choices and necessary actions. So you've done good in the past. Never apologize, never explain. Something that I've heard. You don't have to apologize or explain to anyone or account for your actions to anyone necessarily to move forward. And you do need to move forward, and you will move forward. And you may feel sad as you move forward, but there is nothing keeping you from moving forward. Something that will help you with this sadness is definitely bringing out more of the Fool energy. Something that makes you happy, a little dust toy, or a collectible, or a favorite pet, or just adding that special magical energy to your day-to-day life is what will get you through and make you happier. And I see more positive relationships on the horizon. Right now, these cards are saying that you're involved in some amazing, great work that cannot be distracted from, is what I'm seeing. So, if you're in the middle of an amazing, great piece of work, then you could be completely absorbed in that, even though your lover is a great supportive lover for you, and so on and so forth. This might be a time of sadness because you are removed from your lover because you have to get this project accomplished, and they have to be without you while you do that. So that's what I'm getting there. If you do not have a lover, what I'm getting is that this is a natural time of growth, which will lead to one of the more amazing relationships of your life. So what is a personal fairy piece of advice from the Fairy Oracle for Capricorn, August 2016? What is it that the wonderful Capricorn people need to know from their spirit guides? From the Fairy Oracle, Brian Froud and Wendy Froud made this deck, and it's so beautiful. So what does the sign of Capricorn need to know from the fairies? Okay. The Fixer, 39, right there, 39. And the Fixer says, whitewashing, self-deception, and best intentions. Bubo, the Fixer, has been fixing things since the time of the Great Plagues in Europe. In Venice, he whitewashed over everything in sight, hoping to keep the plague at bay. walls, floors, tables, chairs, windows, everything. Sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't, but he never stopped doing his job. He is just as busy today, constantly whitewashing things that he thinks would be best left unseen. He believes that mistakes should be covered up, broken things swept under the carpet, or hastily thrown away, lies told to smooth over rifts in relationships. He does this with the best of intentions. He just wants to make everything right again. Do you find yourself constantly trying to make things better by covering them up instead of addressing them? Would you like nothing better than a bucket of whitewash to paint over something that appears to be going wrong? That's what Bubo does, but whitewash has an annoying way of flaking off and revealing what is underneath. Things that are covered up also have an alarming way of surfacing at inconvenient times. Lies, once told, grow and multiply until no amount of whitewash will cover them. When Bubo appears, think about how you handle situations that need attention and try doing more than just covering them up. Facing things can be scary, but sometimes a lick of paint just won't do. So it suggests, I hope that this, in combination with the prior reading, can help you. And the fixer is an adorable little guy. He can't help just trying to do his job and paint over things and make things look nice on the outside, but even if something looks okay, if it's got a bad inside or whatever, still needs to be addressed at some point. And you can stand in your authenticity at this time, and it makes a difference. That's what I'm seeing for you, that it brings you a higher level of satisfaction and contentment in your daily life. So, thank you so much, Capricorn, for tuning in. Satnam, Namaste. Thank you for joining me. God bless you, and I'll see you very soon. Take care. If you need to get in touch with me, I'm dunhamcar23@gmail.com, and I accept Patreon donations, and I have PayPal. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.